Hey everybody, it's the T-Rock 900 and welcome back to more of Pokemon Diamond. In the last episode, we defeated Maylene and we did a couple of stuff before heading off towards Pastoria City. In this episode, I'm gonna hope to try to get there. Okay, so if you guys saw at the beginning of the episode, my egg hatched and we got ourselves a happy little Happiny. So that's good to know. But there's something else that I want to show off. I have done a huge amount of leveling up. Emperor's at level 32. In fact, you know, I'll show you. I've actually taught Rockhead, Strength, and Thunder. I learned, well, actually, yeah, and Shockwave too. This is only temporary for the moment. And also learned Ancient Power by leveling up, which is pretty cool. Glinda hasn't changed much. She's holding the Dread Plate, which is boosting her Dark type moves. Fireproof. Actually, I learned Solar Beam by TM. And of course, the Emperor here hasn't really changed much. It's now holding the Splash Plate, which is pretty cool. The Splash Plate I actually got from the Underground. I don't think I told you guys about that yet. But there's one last thing I want to show. Watch and learn, my friends. Rockhead evolved into a Rampardos. Ha ha ha! It's gonna have some fun with me. And it's gonna learn Endeavor. Yes. Endeavor I'm not gonna worry about that much. So, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's go. And right here at the Villa Lakefront, I believe that's what it's called. There is no new Pokemon that we can find out here yet. So, just give it a little bit of time. We'll have plenty of that later on. Okay. I'm gonna go switch my team around. I know that another one's actually pretty close to evolving, which is all around pretty cool. What do you guys have to say? To protect the lake, it's nice to know there are still people worth admiring like that. I believe his name was Cyrus? Buddy, you should probably have to take a look at him once again. Anyway, coming up here, we're going to want to use the item finder or the Dow's machine around here. Because there is an item that is actually recommended that we get. Should be around here somewhere. Is it right here, maybe? Oh! I'm close. Where is it? Or maybe I'm just standing right on top of it. No? That's not helping me at all. Ah, right here. The sweet key. Or the suit key. I don't remember how it's called. Okay, I'm going to want to come up here. Talk to this person. What am I to do? I've gone and dropped my suit key somewhere again. Well, that's my suit key. Found anything? Oh, that's sweet of you. Thank you. And now we're going to come in here. We're going to talk to this person. Thanks for having me out. Here's something for your trouble. She gives us the lava cookie. Very good item indeed. This thing is pretty much a full heal, which is actually a very nice item if you ask me. I guess we could do a little exploring around. I think there's something special about this place. I'm gonna talk to this guy. Ciao! I'm the game director. You're working on filling the Pokedex, aren't you? That's awesome. It's awesome that you're going to meet lots of Pokemon. Come show me Pokedex when you fill it in with tons of entries. I don't really see that happening anytime soon. Anyway, we got ourselves an item right here. Another PP up, which is pretty cool. Alright. Now, there are some places around here that you cannot access quite yet. So I'm going to hold off on that for a little bit. Wait, no reservations. I'm afraid they were totally booked. Oh, this is just a place where we can heal. Okay. Thank you, my good sir. Okay. We find a red shard right here, which is always pretty nice. All right. Anyway, down here on route 213, I believe it was. Is that what it was called? Yep, route 213. Out here, there are 3 new Pokemon that we can find out here. One of them is Wingull. Wingull is your below-average water flying type. Personally, I don't really recommend it that much since I've already have a good flying type and a good water type already. I mean, that's just pretty much it in a nutshell. It's not really that much of a good water flying type. One good electric tank on it, and it's gonna go down. But the Pokemon that I would recommend a little bit more is Floatzel. Yes, you can actually find Floatzels out here as well. Floatzel. I've used a Floatzel before, and it was a very good Pokemon. If you have one that has the ability Swift Swim, you're good to go. Get it in a rainstorm. Yeah, nothing's getting in your way. Now, out here in the Good Rod, there's one new Pokemon that you can find, and that is Remoraid. Remoraid, it is a decent water type, I guess. It does have a pretty unique Pokemon when it evolves into Octillery later on, as it actually can learn the move Octazooka as an Octillery, which is all around not a bad move. It's basically a more powerful version of Mud Slap, which lowers the accuracy. But like I said, not a bad Pokemon, but personally I don't really recommend it that much. Alright, well, I'm just exploring around every nooks and crannies around here, seeing of what there is. Oh, okay, that's just another honey tree. Is there anything in this rock? Nope. So, almost made it. And speaking of the devil, hey Floatzel, I was just talking about you not that long ago. A lot of good stuff. So, excuse me for a second, but excuse me? Floatzel, even though that I said a lot of good stuff about you, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to go. Alright. So now that we got this, let's go ahead and get the rest of these. Ayapa Berry, which is all around not a... They're decent berries, I guess. A good chunk of these berries are mostly used for Poffins, which is pretty much showing off the contest at Hearthstone City. Personally, I don't really like it that much. I think it's just a little bit of a waste of time, personally. Is there an item around here? Because I think there was an item nearby. Oh, maybe if I check in the grassy areas a little bit further. Okay, maybe not. Let's just get the fudge out of here. Alright. Welcome to Pastoria City. Yeah, just Pastoria City. Don't mind me. Coming through here, there is something that I actually want to go through. So, but first I'm going to go ahead and quickly heal up my team really quick. I don't think I have time to take on the gym yet, even though that I'm actually pretty high leveled, and I think I have an idea on how to get through it. So, we'll see how we go. Alright, so... coming in here. Welcome to the Great Marsh, the home of Pastoria's Safari game. All you can catch for just 500. Would you like to play a Safari game? Sure, I have a little bit of time to kill. Alright, so anyway, there is actually something special that I actually want to get here. We're going to want to talk to this kid. Quick, out with the sticks. To and fro we go. We're quick. If you're thinking about going deep into the marsh, I recommend you take the Great Marsh quick trams. Okay, maybe you're not him. Is it you? Found this during the Safari game. There's a hidden machine, Defog, but none of the Pokemon can learn it. You'd be doing me a favor if you took this. HMO5! Defog! That's gonna be something that's gonna be important for something later on. Okay, but anyway. In the Great Marsh, we have a lot of new Pokemon to talk about. And ew. Time to go over the new Pokemon here in the Great Marsh. Two of them are Azuro and Meryl. These are actually pretty decent Pokemon, I guess. I wouldn't really recommend them that much, except if you have a Meryl that has the ability Huge Power, which doubles its attack stat in battle. Personally, I think it pretty good. These are some pretty decent water types, so if you haven't gotten a water type already, there's actually a much better one that I recommend. Like these two. Wooper and its evolved form Quagsire. Or Quagmire, as I called it from my Crystal LP. These are actually some of the best water Pokemon ever, because they're also part ground. Meaning that it only has one weakness. Grass. So, it's actually pretty good to catch one of these, should you want one. But there's one right there, if you want one. Alright. Next up is Noctowl. Noctowl is unlike many normal flying types. It is actually more of a specially defensive normal flying type. Not only that, but it can also learn some psychic type moves as well, like Confusion, and I think it can learn Confuser as well. It's not a bad Pokemon, but I already have a good flying user already, so unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say pass on this one. Now, out here with the Goodron, there are two new Pokemon that you can find with that. One of them is Gyarados. Gyarados, as a Pokemon, it is a very good Pokemon. If you want a good water type, if you didn't get a Piplup, Gyarados is your guy. The only downside is it has a major weakness to electric types. So, if you are going up against any trainer that specializes in electric type, be warned. This thing is going to show no mercy. Now, another Pokemon that they can find with the Goodron is Barboach. Barboach is another water ground type. I actually think it's a much better Pokemon in my opinion. Barboach has only one weakness, which is grass. So, there's a lot of good things that can be said about these kinds of Pokemon. So, unfortunately, I think probably Wooper and Quagsire are probably the better ones of the group. So, I mostly would stick with Wooper if you want to go for a good water ground type. Now, these next 5 entries are special Pokemon that are usually rotated throughout the Great Marsh. Now, one of them is Staravia, but I've already covered that one already, so we'll skip that one. Now, next up, as part of the rotation group, is Golduck. Golduck, it is more of a... It's a good special attacker, and it's also a good wall. So, it's decent, but I don't really recommend it that much. So, I mean, it's there for you to pick up. Personally, I think there's some better water types out there. And now, we can finally get Roselias out here. If you haven't gotten a grass type yet, Roselia could be a good Pokemon to go with. Whoops, I actually didn't want to do that. Roselia, it has the potential of evolving into Roserade, which is one of the best special attackers in the game. We haven't gotten a Dawnstone yet, but I think we're getting pretty close to obtaining one. So, if you want a good special attacker, I'd recommend Roselia quite a bit. Next up is Skorupi. Skorupi, it is a poison dark type Pokemon, I believe it is. It is alright, I guess. Personally, I think there are some better Pokemon out there. Like, if you haven't gotten a Stunky already, I think you're much better off with the Stunky line, personally, if you want to go with any decent Pokemon like that. Next up is Krogunk. Krogunk is awesome. But in battle, it is... meh. Even when it evolves to its final evolution, I think it's not really fit for battle. I mean, there's nothing to say that I don't like it. I mean, I like Krogunk, personally. I just think there's some much better Pokemon to use in battle. Its stats and its move pool just don't support it at all. But the last Pokemon that you can find in this certain rotation is Carnivine. Carnivine, it is a very good grass Pokemon. It's all around alright. I think it's decent in battle. Has a pretty good move pool. It does have a lot of major weaknesses, especially to ice. So, I guess if you want to have a pretty good grass type Pokemon that knows some pretty good moves, I guess Carnivine is decent, I guess. Alright, so that pretty much just covers for the new Pokemon that you can find out here. I guess now that I'm done with that, let's get out of here. I just wanted to show around the Great Marsh, show you what's here. That Defog HM that I wanted to get was actually the prime thing that I want to get. So, I guess now that we're done with that, let's head into the gym. Now, I like this puzzle. Do that, I think? Yes. Now, I know there's some trainers that are not required. I'll take care of those guys off screen since they're not that important. Ugh, excuse me. I've been hiccuping a lot, haven't I? But anyway, this guy right here is an example that's important. I've traveled all over the globe while raising Pokemon. This is the gym I've chosen. You'll find it a handful for sure. We shall see. Okay. So, Sailor Damien. Wait a minute. Okay. So, if you're Damien, are you also that backstabber that betrayed that poor little Charmander? Because, man, I do not want to talk to that guy. I mean, just, ugh. Just, ugh. Ugh. I mean, he's one hell of a guy. Okay. Whoa! Emperor, good job. But then again, we are pretty high leveled. Now, a little bit of an interesting trivia that I actually found out not that long ago. We can actually take on this gym 3rd or 4th. Now, I know that it's kind of odd when I say that, but I like to keep it in a chronological order, like most trainers, well, most Let's Players do. So, I decided to just stick with the usual Maylene and then Crash Awake. If you haven't figured out already, this guy specializes in water types. Okay, let's see for what we got here. Alright, now we got that out of the way. What else you got? Ooh, another Wingo. You know what? This actually calls in for my new rock-headed friend. Or should I say, my rock-headed that just got an upgrade. Alright, let's see here. Let's go for a Shockwave. At least guarantee a hit. Never mind. I just had to open my big adorable mouth. Yes! Uh-oh, that's gonna leave him some bad shocking on him. Yeah, I can't speak well anymore. I can't even get my words out properly anymore. Sad, isn't it? But anyway, now that that's all out of the way, you bet I'm at the top of I'm at the top class. Or you are. I don't even know what you said. Alright, we have another required battle right here. Okay. My body isn't the only thing I work on toughening up here. I also work on my Pokemon and my spirit. I see you got a little motivation. That's good. I like people with motivations. I mean, I have a lot of motivations. A lot. And of course we have a Weasel right here. Probably should have switched out, but doesn't matter at this point. Oh, Aqua Jet. Aqua Jet's pretty much a more powerful water version of Quick Attack. That's probably not gonna work. Let's go for a Fury Attack. Oh, Sonic Boom. That always does 20 damage. Okay. Hit twice. Boring. Oh, it missed. Sweet. Come on. Yes! Very, very good. Alright, Super Jackie. Alright. Oh, another required battle. Right off the bat. You know what? Let's give Bronzor a chance. I know that Rampardos hasn't really had that much screen time. And I know that Bronzor had a pretty good screen time when we battled against Maylene. But I don't really care about it at this point. And you have a normal type. Well, guess it kind of calls for this. Now watch it miss on the first time it uses it. Okay. Okay, never mind. I actually thought it would actually miss on the first time it would use it. I need to get my motivations back up. Okay. Go for confusion. And there you go. Okay. Alright. Oh, now you sent out a water type. Now it's in trouble. I'm hoping that it doesn't know any powerful moves that could actually defeat Fireproof. But fortunately, I'm faster. Harder, better, faster, stronger. Ah, crap. Okay, at least it only did only 1 damage. What the? Okay. I actually thought for a moment that I might have missed. I actually looked away for a moment to check on something. Okay. And now that we've gotten this out of the way, it should be easy access of getting to Crash Awake. Caitlin, right? Oh, you're too much. I'm too much. Okay. You're gonna want to go this way. Whoop. Wrong button. Here we go. Alright. We got one last required battle. In fact, you know what? You know what? I've been ignoring Glinda for a while, so why don't we put Glinda up in front? Alright. Like the raging sea, I crash down. That's just how I roll. Note to self. Finish everything that he's saying first. Alright. Sailor Samson. Ooh, we got a Shelos. Alright. Alright. So, let's go for a fly. Whee! Oh, rain dance. Oh! Shelos, you've made a big mistake. You're about to find out why shortly. Well, you probably won't find out because you'll probably faint. Okay. But you've kind of doomed your other companions. Oh, you'll see. Oh, oh, guys, you're gonna love this. We're in a rainstorm, and what's this? Did I mention that in a rain dance, thunder gets a 100% accuracy? There's always that other nasty side effect. This is gonna be fun. Alright. Alright, got another Shelos right here. Now, if I recall correct, I think it was a little mistake when I said from before when I talked about Shelos from before. It actually doesn't... It actually says as a water type, I believe. Yes. When it evolves, it becomes a water ground type, which is my mistake from before. So, whoops. Okay. And now that we've gotten that out of the way, I'll go ahead and end things off once I get towards Crasher Wake. But I need to do this first. Okay. And with that, now that we're all done with this, it's time to go ahead and end things off right here. Next time, we take on Crasher Wake. See you guys then.